think Imadoki no Vampire Bloody Bride is the perfect game to show just how amazing Dokusei is. That is wildly more backhanded than I want it to be. Bloody Bride is a lot of fun, but it's also just not able to do all the super magical things that Dokusei can. This isn't to say that this brings Bloody Bride down, but more that it props up Dokusei that much further up. Imadoki no Vampire Bloody Bride is a PS1 dating sim where you are a hot vampire prince approaching young adulthood and tasked to leave the devil world to go suck the blood of a woman in the human world. Two things, not just any blood will do. To complete your quest, you need to find a girl with the platinum aura, as only her blood will be powerful enough. And also, the woman must consent to having her blood sucked, meaning you need to Casanova your way into any potential neck action. As I have previously termed it, this is a real-ass stats and schedules dating sim. You call up girls to schedule dates and you spend free time pumping a variety of stats. What's interesting about Imadoki no Vampire is that isn't all you do. There is a very rudimentary 3-city area you can explore during both day and night cycles. During the day, exploring the city doesn't seem to yield very much outside of the chance to run into a skirt to chase, but during the night, this turns into a basic JRPG with random encounters. And when I say basic, I mean Dragon Quest I levels of one-on-one battles basic. This combat system gets a little nicer as the game goes on by having a fire, ice, lightning elemental system in play and some very helpful items, but it never becomes front and center, which isn't bad. It exists to the degree I think the game accounted for. Outside of basic attacks, basic spells, and basic equipment, the only unique thing going on here is having one of your devils perform an attack in your stead. Fade, the vampiric prince, was not sent to the human world alone. Along for the ride are 5 devil servants that have different stat proficiencies. Again, these are very simple. Like, one has better fire magic, one has better ice magic, and one has better thunder magic. Your last devil, Nina, has a better report stat, which is what your devils can do outside of combat. During the night cycle, you can ask one of your devils to perform reconnaissance on the girl of your choosing. They will come back the next day with this, kinda indiscernible stat chart. I'll be honest, I'm still not exactly sure how you read these arrows. I assume that for the long haul, these double up arrows were telling me that my stats were still too low, with absolutely no guides or manuals for this game due to it being a fan translation project. A very old and maybe not the best translation, I may add. It reads rather chunkily, and I had a crash because one date choice left a Japanese character in the script, and the game exploded when it saw it.
Post-production Jay here. This actually happened a second time, and with much worse issues. Unlike the example I just showed, that character only shows up if you choose the right option, like the right option for that date. That's what makes it crash. And so you can get around it by just picking like a less great option. Later on in Erica's dating route, because like dates are like hard sequential, so like you will do every date in the order the game chooses for you. So pretty late in that order, you get to one where it's actually just part of like the intro line to that date, and that hard crashes. That makes the game freeze right there. You actually cannot continue to do day dates with Erica because of that issue, and that's kind of a problem for the game. Thankfully, at that point, I was able to do night dates with Erica, which there are less of, but you can still get affection that way, I assume. Who knows what these mechanics are? But just as a heads up, if you do play this, there are some issues, some actual bug problems with this game.
There are some parts of this game where I can't fully parse out. Like, when you go on dates with girls, it's not really apparent what that is doing. Like, it must be something relating to my affection rating with said girl, and there's always a 3-option choice that must have a good, neutral, or bad efficacy to them, but I'm not able to figure out what exactly these dates are affecting in a stats or game state sense. It's all moving numbers and values behind the scenes where I can't really see it. This nebulousness does kind of hinder the game. It's almost literally never apparent what you should be working towards. You can battle at night to get EXP and level up, netting you 10 stat points you can distribute as you like, but this always felt less effective than spending your nights manually raising your stats. I think there's only one stat that can be raised by nightly excursions, but again, what that stat does is a total mystery. Sure, you get money this way too, and sometimes you get moonberries, which level the stats of your devils, but there's this creeping feeling at times that you are doing something less efficient because the hunt for romance is spent grasping for guidance in the unknown. I wouldn't call the actual nuts and bolts mechanics bad, but just ungraceful and needing clarity. A clarity that just having an English instruction manual might help offset. But thankfully, this isn't what keeps Imadoki no Vampire engaging. That goes to the girls and scenarios. Fade being a vampire isn't just set dressing. It's something that almost takes the piss out of dating sims with how often it comes up. The first girl you meet, Sarah, comes from a religious background, and there's so many times where this comes into conflict with Fade being from the devil realm with comedic effects. Likewise, Erica is an absolute girl failure, nay, girl catastrophe, who spends time in the research club crafting up experiments that would kill a normal human when they backfire. But thank God she's testing them on an immortal vampire. I love Erica so much! The reason I have so much Erica footage is because she's easily my favorite. Regardless of vampiric relation, the choice of girls is top-notch. We've already mentioned Sarah, the innocent sweetheart of the school who lives/works at the church, and Erica, the mostly controlled explosive who flips back and forth between the smartest person in the room and the single dumbest. But there are 3 others. Anna is one second, I have to consult the TikTok kids for this one. Demure and mindful girl with a talent for the arts and a connection with animals. Lilica is a steely and mysterious woman who isn't as cold or unapproachable as she may seem. And finally, we have Karen, who teasingly calls us boy and it makes my pee-pee hard. Who is a haughty and seductive girl boss who has no problem being the biggest instigator of this side of the medal podium. Outside of the girls, there is a large cast of other classmates, teachers, demons, and vampire family members. There's even more that is done with this vampire premise that falls into spoilers, but believe me when I say that they were not resting on their laurels when working with this idea. So much so that the game begins to slowly develop a plot across the 3-year period, and while it's not something that's going to put an English major on their ass or anything, it becomes very impressive how much drama they were able to wring from this vampire concept. Case in point, you can gain additional EXP dumps by sucking the blood from non-plot critical girls. If you go skirt chasing and find someone, you can go on a date or 2, woo them, sometimes charm them with your vampire magic, and suck their blood. It seems that this works into the day-night cycle, as the Platinum Aura girls seemingly only accept day dates and the Common Blood girls seemingly only accept night dates. Until they don't. I don't know, man. But regardless of if the girl is Platinum Aura or no, this game has got designs out the fucking wazoo. Every girl in this game, important, common, devil, you name it, has a sick design to them and some absolutely bomb-ass outfits. Erica with the purple silk long sleeve high tie off while draping a taupe overshirt on her shoulders. Girl, I am forced to kneel in the presence of such a fit. You got that shit on. I wish I got footage of Lilica's skiing outfit because that shit was inspired. I think there is a type of gamer personality that would find Imadoki no Vampire Bloody Bride absolutely anxiety-inducing. The sheer lack of parsable feedback would make some people scream as they try to figure out how on earth to properly romance someone in this game. What stats does a character really like? How do you know what level they need to be at? How much affection is enough? But if you can cast all that from your mind and just try to enjoy the game and take it at its own pace, I think it's really special. The concept it plays with is so much fun. It's packed with great ideas and even greater characters. And while it's crusty and hard to read at times, I found it to be an absolute blast. This game would do wonders if it got a modern era Dokusei styled remake. The bones of what is here are so worthwhile. It just needs a lot of polishing and TLC to make it the game it could have been. That will never happen. So I'm glad that even as it stands, Imadoki no Vampire Bloody Bride is pretty darn good.